What's up, everybody? Just another update on the situation here that seems to be escalating, and rather than calming down regarding the breeding industry here in New York State, funded by the state to the tune of $15 million. And particularly one gentleman who put out an email yesterday, which has set off well, not I got hold of it yesterday. I'm sorry. It was he sent it April 14th, and it seems as though there's a war going on. I was just informed that a trainer here, right at Goshen Historic Track, is also incredibly upset because suddenly, and I guess it's him and others as well, competitors to the top farms here in New York State are suddenly having a trouble cashing in their breedings for next year, 2026, and breedings to the Stallions here, held by those in power, are being pulled back. Now, what does that tell you? That's control again. These are people that have shares in these Stallions, that suddenly X amount of shares is becoming this amount, X amount of breedings is becoming this amount of breedings for 2026. Can you believe this? And the best part is, they're willing to talk. People that hate my guts are so furious because it's hurting their bottom line. And they know there's only one person that will go and take this to the media and make sure, like I did today, that it gets to the state and the people that put this bill into law and on the desk of Governor Hochul to sign, which Mr. Jones is incredibly upset with, are now having trouble getting breedings, locking in the breedings for their mares for the year 2026. Tell me that's not a power move. Tell me that's not abuse of, well, I can't say it that way. How could we say this? They are going to guarantee that they are going to get the most bang for their buck in the end. And again, that's why Code of Ethics. Go on the New York Sire Stakes website, scroll all the way down to the bottom, look for in the site map, because it's not on the top, but look for Code of Ethics. It's going to give you the list of rules. They don't call it rules and bylaws, they call it Code of Ethics. Ethics, Google ethics, Mr. Jones, and go to Code of Ethics number 6, where it says basically conflict of interest by anyone that could benefit by holding that seat should not have any business dealings where they would profit in the industry as an owner, a breeder, or anything of the such. So how would an owner of a breeding farm who owns mares, stallions, racehorses, sells babies, is a consignor at the Goshen Yearling Sale, the president of Goshen Historic Track, who took over the Morrisville Yearling Sale, which is what the Goshen Yearling Sale used to be, has his fingers on this, on literally every aspect, every facet of breeding and selling yearlings that is supported by the state of New York, or babies, standardbreds, in the state of New York. Absolute, without a doubt, conflict of interest, but he holds an appointed seat. But now we're going to get some airtime with this and see what they really think in Albany about this and what the public feels about this. That, again, it comes down to the state is supporting this. Your New York Sire Stakes, plus the benefits that are paid in through the year. But still, this is through the Department of Agriculture. And now, because he did not get his way, the email that he sent out scathing our lawmakers in Albany for not getting what he wanted, as well as some of his partners. But it turns out that even some of his friends that are stabled right here outside this window at Historic Track, one in particular, is incredibly upset that he's not getting his breedings for next year. It set off a hurricane. Anyway, I had to say it. And he's not alone. And every time that they tried to make contact to ask questions, they were shut down and told, too bad. If you don't like it, sell your mares. This is what a trustee of New York Sire Stakes and New York State Horse Breeding Development Fund is telling people who are doing business as breeders in the state of New York, which has been structured to help invigorate a dead industry from the bottom up, breeding horses, creating jobs, saving the greenbelt, selling hay, selling grain, keeping blacksmiths working, taxes paid in, which they get a huge tax break anyway, but to stimulate what is a dead industry. And while the state injects money, also creates jobs for people that want to be in the horse business, like I said, welfare, because that's what it is. And to have one person calling the shots and losing his mind over it's not written the way he wants. So his response to everyone that's stepping up and calling him, because his position is the person who would be the representative to look out for the best interests of everybody, not just the one person. And they're being told, if you don't like it, get out. That's the problem here. And it's going to be a really big problem when this goes public. Anyway, keep watching for these, because it's been gaining steam quickly. It's only been 24 hours since I went public with this.